Good evening, friends. This is time for the trade review for 29th of December 2020. Let's first start with the S&P 500. S&P 500, the daily chart, it's showing some kind of sell-off poster, gap up, but nothing significant. In these sort of markets, collapse like this from the highs, collapse is a strong word, 20 points off its highs is something that people should look to buy. So before moving forward, I would like to thank everybody for giving immense support, encouragement, love to our new product, Platinum Button, where we are already upwards of 100 and growing very quickly. It's had two very good and very successful days. Again, we have other options like diamond, gold, silver, copper, whose details you can find on the YouTube channel. And also there is the recorded webinar, which is available for 2000 plus GST. For all kinds of questions, WhatsApp 98710 or email ashwani_gujral@yahoo.com. That is ASHWANI_GUJRAL@yahoo.com. And again, as always, like, subscribe, share, and keep on supporting the channel so that we can keep on bringing the best in trading advice. Now let's talk about what sort of trades we took today. We took 3 trades on the index, and I think the 4 calls on stocks, including the BTST. Now on Bank Nifty, what happened was early morning we opened above 31,000, and somewhere in this halfway zone of this first 5-minute bar, we got long, and the market gave us some follow through, and we made some money. And when it started to fall somewhere here, we got out. Then the market collapsed. Nifty came down to about 13,860 thereabouts. So we bought the Nifty after this bar, and as we saw this started to happen somewhere here, we got out. So again, made a little bit of money. But as we were closing, why we bought here? Because this was the daily pivot. If you go and look back on the chart, you will find that 13,860 was the daily pivot. Okay. So as we were going home, the Bank Nifty had a narrow day post the open, and this range actually enticed me. Given the strength of the Bank Nifty, all day the bears could not take it lower. So I took a small position home, hoping that tomorrow we get this sort of action. I took a relatively smaller position. All day long we played with our position sizes. The first Bank Nifty position was larger. Then we did a 50% Nifty position. In this Bank Nifty position that we've taken home is about 65-70% of our normal quantity. So that way, based on how confident you are about a certain trade, you tend to change position size. Now, what were the individual stocks? I think individually we did ICICI Bank, and ICICI Bank did extremely well. I think we bought somewhere around this zone, and by the end of the day, it had given a decent profit. The other one was TCS, which didn't do so well, but again, kind of break even style close because we bought it somewhere here, which was about 29.36, and this guy is closed at 29.32 thereabouts. So nothing to write home about. On a BTST basis, we took a couple of financials home. So one was IndusInd Bank. So IndusInd Bank, I think, bought somewhere here about 900, and this closed well at about 914. And also we took home HDFC, and that also basically kind of closed flat, but again similar to Bank Nifty. So if we are going to gap up on financials, chances are HDFC could work tomorrow. Now, what is the story on Nifty and Bank Nifty? The story is that today, after the first, I think, couple of hours, or after like 10:30, both these guys have been sideways. Okay, so sideways means that more expansion is on way. So that way you should be looking for upside, but there is stiff resistance at 14,000. That's a place where you should be a bit cautious. The Bank Nifty is clearly closed above 31,000. So that's where the bigger action can be expected. Now, on individual stocks, let's see what we can see here. Let's start with Reliance. Reliance is having a narrow range action. So any sort of breakout that would be tradable. It is at 200 on the 5 minute. So that is something you look at on Reliance. HDFC Bank, again, very sideways. So, all these guys are sitting on dynamite, and these sideways moves can really explode on the upside. HDFC Bank is above this 205 minutes, so the trend is positive. You have Infosys again from the 200 kind of bounce back. So can go sideways a bit here and then break out. Infosys could be a trade for the day. TCS, while it did not work today, it's almost at its 200. So this is something you could look at buying. HDFC sideways. So again, could look at some upside. ICICI Bank closed at the highs. Now, if you can move sideways for a bit, you can get fresh buying on ICICI Bank. Lever is at its 200, moving sideways. So if you can, move above this range, I think lever could have upside action. I'm only talking upside because right now there is no evidence to say that there is great downside on these stocks. Kotak corrected from the highs, so somewhere in this zone, this kind of zone, if we start to get favorable price action, I think you can look at Kotak also for tomorrow. The good thing about Dow right now or S&P is that they are kind of flattish. So, the sell-off that can come because of a gap up will not come. So when the markets open flat, their odds of going up are higher. Bharti at the 200 again, if you can break out of this range, could have a bit of upside. And ITC, if markets are tending sideways, chances are these sort of stocks will pick up. Again, mark out your range and try to do ITC on the upside. The best stocks amongst all these are financials because financials is the space which is broken out, and that is where you will get most bang for your buck. That should be it. Like, share, subscribe. As always, evaluate our join buttons. And thank you so much for watching. If you have been, take care, trade well, and please consult your financial advisor.